just re-put the link in the team chat that I
Yeah.
have. All right,
Yeah.
Beth's on, Megan's on, Marlene, Heather. Yeah, let's get started. So I'll just start by thanking Angela for doing this call for us tonight. Angela, you're a 2-star, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 2-star diamond, works from home, 2 kids, a dog, a husband.
Yeah.
And is one of the top earners on Fit Force. And I've gotten a chance to listen to a call she did on the leadership ladder. It's really about making some money in this business and building for earnings. So I definitely wanted her to share some of her tips of the trade with all of us. So thank you, Ange, and I will turn it over to you.
Sure. Thank you guys so much for having me. So, okay. I'm just going to go to switching the view so I can see everybody, because it's easier for me when I feel like I'm actually talking to somebody, even though I'm going to be screen sharing here in a minute, and then I'm going to feel like I'm talking to myself. But so yeah, I have been a coach now for 3 years, and I didn't really start off super fast. Lauren Majewski is my sponsor, and I knew her from college, and we connected because I was really kind of in a bad place after having kids and stuff like that. And I saw her transformation with the reset, and she came alive, and I was like, man, I don't know what she's doing, but I need to do that. And she just kind of bamboozled me into coaching. She was like, okay, you're going to do this and you're going to do this. And I was just like, well, all right, whatever. I could barely put 2 and 2 together at the time anyway. So I was just like, sure, whatever, Lauren, that's fine. I trust you. And so, I was like, okay, well, at least I'm saving money on this stuff that I like anyway. And I really just kind of became a coach and was just hanging out. I really didn't know what I was doing. There was no trainings then. There weren't really team calls or any of the stuff that we have now. No training websites, nothing like that. And so it was just kind of figure it out on your own. And so I just had a very, very slow start. It took me 8 months to go Emerald, and then 17 months to go Diamond. And then I went 2-star relatively quickly after that. I think within the next 6-7 months, I hit 2-star. And then I've been there for over a year now. I've been at 2-star for over a year. And to be honest with you, I'm really only technically a 1-star, because I have 2 diamonds on my left and no diamonds on my right. And because I had 2 on my right, but they both dropped. But, that's what happens. And so I've really been hanging out at 1-star for probably close to a year now. And, but I'm still making a 6-figure income. So I can't really complain about the rank thing. So when this whole leadership ladder thing came out, I was kind of at a point anyway in my business where I was just looking to revamp things, and I wanted to teach my team differently, because I was realizing I ran my business differently, and my business didn't really kind of fall in line with how everybody else was teaching and focus. Everybody focuses on rank. And for me, I was like, I love what I do. We all do. That's why we do this. So let's just put all that aside. I want to make money. My husband's working 2 jobs, 1.3 jobs. I needed that to stop. I needed him to be home more. I needed him to work less. I needed him to not be so exhausted all the time. And the way I was going to do that was by figuring out how I could earn money from home, because working as a nurse wasn't really working with our family schedule. So I was like, whatever I got to do to make money in this, I don't really care. And rank doesn't always necessarily match up with money part. If you just got to you got to really focus on your volume and stuff. So when this leadership ladder thing came out, at first I was like, I have no time to figure or learn anything else. I can barely handle what I have here. No. And then I really, towards the end of it was probably the fall, I was building my new team training, and I found it in the back office and just kind of dove into it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is more along the lines of how I actually have built my business. And this gives me something to hold on to and teach my team. So that's the very extremely long-winded version of the background of why I kind of fell in love with this. So I'm going to show you like 4 quick slides that we're just going to run through to kind of give you all a rundown really of what the ladder is. And like, because, you know, I know a lot of people don't really know where it is or where to find it or why it's important. And these are just kind of the basics. And then I'll pretty much just open up for questions after that. Is that cool? Hopefully I'll do this screen share thing fine because I tend to screw these things up. It's not doing anything. Hold on. I think I did it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, leadership ladder. Ta-da! No, I didn't make these. I have an assistant do them. Okay, so here are, hold on, I gotta like move the people because then I won't be able to read. Here we go. Okay, so these are the rungs of the ladder. That's what they're called, right? Rungs. You have business starter, team builder, team leader, organization leader, executive leader. And underneath each one of these things are all of the benchmarks that you need to hit within a whole month. It's not weekly, it's the whole month in order to achieve that rung of the ladder. Why does that sound like such a weird word? Every time I say it, I'm like, this feels like wrong. It feels wrong. Okay, so business starter. And honestly, the way I structure my whole team training now, when you start, you sign up as a coach, like you get your business starter training, which is literally just learning how to hit Success Club. I don't want you to think about Emerald, adding coaches. If that kind of stuff just happens to come along with your first 5 Success Club points, then great, I will help you along the way. But the only things you get in my team training are your business starter, how to hit Success Club, what it is, why it's important. Because if you don't have that down, advancing in rank really doesn't matter because the Success Club is the foundation of your business. Huge part of it. So that's what I want them to focus on. And it helps them get that quick win and that victory. And that helps, I think, really light coaches' fires. Like when they hit that Success Club and you get to celebrate them. And, you know, this kind of like, oh yeah, it builds that confidence. They're like, I can do this. This is possible. And then they can try and go for all the other stuff. So basically, your first month out, your goal is to hit SC5. If you hit SC5, you're obviously going to make the $100, and then boom, you're a business starter. So that gives you so many things to celebrate for your coach in just that first month. You can celebrate their first sale. You can celebrate their hitting SC5. You can celebrate them making their first $100. These are all things that kind of fall in line now they have the 4th vital behavior of being recognition. And the more things you celebrate this, the more it tends to kind of excite even your older coaches who maybe been around a long time. And, you know, they hear you celebrating new people and they're like, oh yeah, I want to get like recognized in our team page for that kind of stuff. So it can kind of bring some of the coaches that have been around longer to kind of get back on the train again. So then to go on a team builder, you need to hit Emerald. You need to make $250 for the month. You need to hit SC5. And this is where it starts to get real because you have to have 2 PS coaches with at least 1 Success Club point. They don't have to hit Success Club 5. They just have to get 1 point on the board. And then your weak leg volume for the month needs to be 200. Then you go to team leader. And this one's kind of a bigger jump. So you got to get to diamond. You hit $1,000 in the month, earn SC5. 4 PS coaches have to put at least 1 point or more on the board. And your weak leg needs to hit 5,000. That's a huge jump from 200 to 5,000. And I think that tends to be the one that hangs people up the most on hitting team leader. So then the biggest transition, obviously, other than all of those benchmarks going up for organization and executive leader, is that you also have to start adding team leaders to your team in order to achieve those next 2 benchmarks. So you have to have 2 PS team leaders to be an organization leader in addition to all those other things, 2-star, 2,500, SC5, you guys can read. And then executive leader, you got to have, again, 2 PS team. Is that right? Why do I feel like that's wrong? says 2 PS, but I'm going to double check that. For some reason, I feel like that might be a typo. I don't know, maybe it is right. And you just have that giant weak leg of 50,000 that's there. But, you know, so these are the basics of the ladder. And again, like all these things are things you can celebrate with your team. The other thing I love about this and building with the ladder is, you know, I think a lot of coaches feel like, I think we put so much emphasis on rank and diamond in particular, that people are built up to think like you get to diamond and it's going to start raining money. And then they get there and nothing changes. They're like, so I made $200 this month. What happened to getting to diamond and having a successful business? I mean, diamond is exciting, and I'm not trying to take away from that, but it's kind of like the jump off point, honestly. That's kind of where you're finally you've got a base to build on. A lot of people can build to diamond with like their spouse and their mom. They build them to emerald basically as discount coaches and then fill in with all other discount coaches. And then they wonder why they're not making any money. I'm like, that's because you got nobody doing anything. You have people who, yeah, you've got challengers and people who are loving their Shakeology, but then you have nobody else building your business. That's why you need to have those number of PS coaches who these are like other things you can look for and work on and know where you need to be, like things you need to be targeting in order to advance your business. So if you're a diamond, but you're not a team leader or you're not making any money, you're not making the $1,000 a month, look at your PS coaches. Are any of them hitting Success Club? Are any of them even putting any points on the board? Because if not, and they're all just discount coaches, well, then that's what you know you need to do. There are people who have 10, 15, 20 coaches underneath them and can't get to diamond because they have nobody building a business, you know? So, and they're not making any money. There is, I think, a girl who went 5-star elite in 2015, and like the beginning of this year was posting about how she just had her first $1,000 a week paycheck. I mean, I was like, hold on, what? Just now? How's that possible? How do you have 5 diamonds? I'm like, I've been doing that for a long time now, you know, and it's just because of how you build your business. It's totally on how you build your business. So for me, I don't care that I'm not a 5-star diamond. I'm excited that I'm making about $2,500 to $3,000 a week. You know, like I don't, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm not a 5-star diamond, but I don't really care. So to get to there, if that's what your goal is, you can look at these things and be like, okay, I've only got 3 people who've only put 1 point on the board all month. And even those 3, that's kind of, it was just luck. So you can go back in and you'd be like, okay, I need to start building, either getting these people to be interested in building the business and recruiting more people. So these are just some fun facts about the ladder. Only 1% of diamonds who are also a team leader will drop rank. I think that's kind of crazy, right? And they say 35% of non-team leader diamonds will drop. I think that's probably a lot higher. So that means, like, you know, you hit diamond, but you haven't hit team leader, and you do the bouncing back and forth type thing. And then 53% of team leaders who are diamonds will advance in rank in the next 10 months. And 19% of the non-team leader diamonds will advance in rank in the next 10 months. And then I thought this was just some interesting stuff about the average number of personally sponsored team leaders these top coaches all have. So all elite coaches only average 1.6 1.6 team leaders per month on their team. So, I mean, if you think about that, I mean, it's really just getting 2 people to that point, which is really where everybody wants to do. I think, like, we build diamond to be so big. I think 2-star is really kind of where the fun starts to really happen in your business, as far as your income growing. So, you know, that's something you really want to work for, is building not just your team, but helping your coaches that are actively building their business to build those stable diamonds, those stable businesses under them, because that's not only just going to make them more successful, make you more successful, it's setting the tone for your team and for their team and their team, and it just kind of all ripples down from there. So those are my slides. Done. See, I just try to keep it short. How do I get back out of those? Oh, there it is. I had the people in front of it. So I know I run through it really quick, so I'm sure there's questions. So just go ahead and start throwing things. Did anybody put anything in the chat? I don't know if anything popped up. Oh no, you guys are quiet in there, huh? My team is always like blowing up the chat the whole time.
So my biggest question is, all right, so I guess it resonates with me, all of it, because I've been doing this now a little over a year. Literally, that's what I did. I built my mom. I built my husband. I have a ton of discount coaches. So, and I can't say that. Heather's a diamond. Karen's a diamond. Diamond, emerald. But my mom is emerald. Eric is emerald. But that's basically how I get my diamond. So I guess my main question for you is, what is your strategy for when do you spend a lot of time recruiting, or do you just keep your challengers as customers? I mean, how did you get to, because it's true. Yes, I'm a diamond, but I don't make, I make at least a little over 1,000 every month, but I don't make close to what you make. And that's what I would like to be making.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I really focused on my volume. So where I'm on Lauren's weak leg, but even her weak leg is still at this point, it's pretty strong. So I had a ton, like going into 2015, I think I had upwards of like 300,000 in rollover volume, because I wasn't really cycling. And I basically spent all of last year just focusing on building my left leg so that I could, which was my right leg was my strong leg. So building my left leg so I could pull out that cycle. And then I finally flushed that all out in February of this year. It took me over a year to get through all of it. But that's really what helped me build my check. And then actually my checks actually took a dip since I cleared it out, and now they're back up. But they went down for a little bit because I had to keep building my volume, because once you kind of even out, then it just kind of works out, and you don't have that extra rollover volume to pull from. So if you don't know what rollover volume is, when you go into my business, my business, my volume, and then it'll have a little my rollover volume. So anytime, once you hit emerald, and as long as you stay emerald and active, you will accrue any volume that you're not using in cycling. If it's like, say you have 500 on one side and you only have 150 on the other. So you only cycle once. So everything that's left there gets rolled over to the next week. And like, it just keeps rolling over and adding, like, so you don't lose that. And you can start pulling from that, but you have to basically build that weak leg up to be higher than the strong leg in order to start pulling that out. And so that sometimes takes some sacrifice of rank and recognition, because you're building that side. Like I'm very close to going, I'll probably end up with 4 diamonds on my left leg before I get 2 back on my right. But, I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm not maxing out my cycle yet, so it doesn't really kill me. If I was maxing out my cycle and losing money, then I'd be like, that would stink. But, diamonds, you can cycle up to $2,000 a week just a diamond. So if you're not taking advantage of that, and like your goal is not, like, some people like the rank and recognition. So if that's your goal, you have to be okay with that you're not going to necessarily be building to make money. You can't really, there's not very many people that are in a position where they can do both. Especially just getting started. So, you got to decide what your goal is, and you got to look at your business and figure out what your move is going to be based on that, and kind of just be okay with, like, I had to be okay with it. I was going to sacrifice rank advancing and, you know, going elite, going premier, because I wanted to build my check.
Heather, you should ask her your question about where to put Brian.
Okay, so I can't sign my husband up until August 1st. So I do have my mom signed up as a coach, but I really haven't done or been able to do too much with her account. So I guess it's just as a placeholder right now.
Mm-hmm.
I do have at least like 4 or 5 coaches on either side. Mostly are discount. I do have, well, I had 2 emeralds, so I'm working on getting another emerald, my other emerald, for her to get her rank back. So we're just not really sure where to put my husband when I can sign him back up in August. Right now, both my legs are kind of even. My right side is my strong leg, because that's what I am on Nicole, and then my left is my weak.
Okay. All right. Rule of thumb is spouse goes on the weak leg.
Okay.
That's how I did it. That's how I teach my team. Because spouse goes on the weak leg, and then second CBC goes on the spouse's weak leg. And that's what I've done. And so, like, anytime I sell, like, I hit, you know, I pretty much sell everything under my second business center. And like, I'll put some under Brian just to get him for points, for elite points. But then everything else goes under my second business center, especially if it's just a program or just whatever, a one-time order of Shakeology or a performance line or something. Because then I maximize my volume. I boost everybody's volume, but I also make the most money off of things that way. So, I mean, I would say that would be my suggestion, would be to put him on your weak leg. You want him to be as high on that weak leg as you possibly can. Because that just helps with, that's what kills me is I did not sign up Brian until last year. And had I done that in the beginning, then he would be above Megan Sayani. So then I would just be, I'd probably be doubling my income right now if he was above her. So, you know, you just want to get them in. You want to get that spouse signed up and locked in that top position on your weak leg as quickly as possible.
So should I just not sign up any more discount coaches on that side until then? Because I can't even transfer him in because he was a coach before. So that's why I can't sign him up until August.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to be at least, I guess, maybe the 5th down on my, unless people drop above hit, unless.
Yeah.
So
that's about where my husband is. He's about 5 down on my left side.
Okay.
You know, and it does, I do nothing. I do pretty much nothing. Honestly, it's just like spillover in his business center. And I've only put people in there I thought were going to be discount coaches. And now I have like 6 of his 8 coaches are just taking off and just dominating. So you just, that's a hard thing with placement is you just never know what people are going to do. They will shock you. You'll think that they're going to be killer and then they do nothing. And then you think, oh, they're just going to be a discount forever. And then next thing you know, they're about to go diamond. You're like, what? So yeah, I would just plug him in over there.
Okay.
And just roll with it.
And then with my mom, real quick, do I keep her account once I open his? I mean, I really don't do anything with her account right now. Do I? Emerald? Like, what do I do with it, or do I cancel?
She's an emerald.
No, I was trying to get her emerald, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I was just kind of like.
You're just holding her spot, like just as is.
Yeah.
Is she in a good spot?
I think she's like 3rd down.
Because like you could look at her volume. If her volume is good, like if she's got like rollover there, you know, you could always offer that up to somebody as like a recruiting thing. Be like, hey, I have a good spot. It's opening up. Like if you just didn't want to deal with her business center anymore. I mean, if you're not at Diamond and you need that placeholder right now anyway, I mean, I would probably just hang on to it until you like lock that Diamond up and get it really solid and have like 12 coaches.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably like just keep her there. I mean, like if it's not like strapping you to do it, then I would just keep it.
Just leave it for now.
Just for now, yeah. And then, like I said, because if you build more for a while, like get your Diamond really solid and build some volume up, that would be like a good thing to offer up to somebody. Like, hey, I have a really great position opening up. You know, if you're trying to get somebody in that you think is going to be really good, or would want to would be motivated by being able to make money fast. Because they have that volume there. Once they get to Emerald, they can just build that weak leg up and just start making some money.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So how many personally sponsored coaches do you have, Ange?
Not that many. Honestly, for the business that I have, it's kind of crazy. In my first business center, I only have about, what is it? I think it's 26 coaches in my first business center. And then I have 8 under my husband. And then I have 4 in my second business center. And that's it. That's all I have. And honestly, in my first business center, probably 10 are inactive on a regular basis. So, you don't have to have a huge organization to be able to have a successful one. It's really just about I have a few key players that I focus on because they show up, they do the work, and they put the effort in. So I put the effort back into, I give them my time. That's probably.
Can we borrow Megan?
If you want to end up on my weak leg somehow and also file in there, sure, I'd move you right on over. But it's not just Megan, honestly. It's, I've got a couple other people who really are just kicking butt and working really hard. But it's not a lot. I mean, it's like a handful of people, honestly. They're the ones that I check in with almost on a daily basis. We're in a text thread together. We could do 6 a.m. power hours together. It's just, that's it. The rest of them are pretty much just solid discount coaches, and I'm okay with that. I'm not the strongest recruiter. If I was, I'd be much further along in the business than I am. But I take a really long time to recruit people. I take a long time to build relationships with people because that's just how I do it. Megan signs everybody. Pretty much, if you complete a challenge group with her, you're going to be a discount coach at the very least. That's just how she does it. She's if you're going to have more than 1 month of Shakeology, she's signing you up as a discount. I don't know how she does it. She's I don't know, a conversational wizard or something, where she's just oh, you're going to do it again. Well, blah, blah, blah. Well, here, this is what you're going to do. And they're just okay. I don't do that. And, it works really well for her. It doesn't, when I try to do that, it does not work for me. It's just not how I work and not how I build my business. And I've built slow and steady and solidly.
Does most of your income come from your retail commission or your bonus?
No, totally my bonus. My retail, I mean, if I have $100 a week in retail, that's a lot. Because I mean, most people that stay on Shakeology with me are my discount coaches. I think I may have 2 people still that just completely refuse to sign up as a discount coach. I'm fine, whatever. You keep paying extra money, fine. I'll take that commission. But everybody else that stays on it is a coach, so I don't get commission there. And I mean, I don't throw up crazy Success Club numbers. So.
And I think I remember you saying that once you get yourself to Success Club 5, then you work on your husband.
Yeah. And that's more of a goal for Elite, because he still counts for me for Elite points for this year. So, I just get me to 5, then I get him to 5, then everything else comes back to me. So my points are always split up that way. And, you know, like Megan's husband doesn't count for her anymore. So she just throws everything under herself. So and for people who don't understand that, it's like when you're working for elite points, when you're trying to go elite or premier, you only get points for your 2015 and 2016 coaches for Success Club.
So when you sign up new coaches, what is you said you have your training groups. How do you work that?
Basically, they get a welcome email that, sorry, now I saw chat. Okay, hold on. I got to answer one thing at a time. They get a welcome email. And I have started doing this recently. Everybody gets the same welcome email. I don't add people into our team page. I put the link there and they can request to be added if they want to be added. I tell them what's going on in there, and to save this email for later should you decide to do this. And I do this now, that way my discounts can decide if they want to be in the team page or not. And also it's like I give them all the information on how to sign up for our training, to get the business starter training to get started. Because I have it on a separate website, and they have to like opt into it. So it's there for them if they want it, and it has converted a couple people who had signed up initially just as discount coaches. Within like a couple days, they're like, oh, I started looking around at things, and I think I'm just going to do this. And one of them is now, I think this is her 3rd month. She's hit SC10 every month. So, and she was like, oh, I'm just going to do this discount thing. I'm like, okay. 3 days later, after getting the email, she's like, yeah, so I'm going to coach. I was like, okay. But yeah, so, and it's just the basic of my business starter training is super, super easy. It is going through how to set up your back office, how to log into that, all that stuff, and then really just what Success Club is, how you hit it, why it's important, the basics of getting started on social media. And I mean, that's it, because I found I attract people who are very similar to me, and we get very overwhelmed very easily with lots of information at one time. Not because it's like, but because it's like, oh, I want to learn everything. We do personalities based on animals, and I'm a golden retriever and an owl, and owls really like to learn stuff. Like I'm a giant nerd, and I will sit and just like learn all day long and won't do anything with it. I mean, I got all kinds of stuff locked up in here, but I don't necessarily use it all. So that was happening with a lot of my team. So I just want, and we're so lucky with our upline. Like we have access to crap tons of awesome info. Like I could sit and watch calls all day long and be like, wow, I'll take like 7 pages of notes. Like I've got books and books filled, but then I don't always take action with it. So I wanted to make that stop, because a lot of my coaches were doing the same thing. So that's why it's like, okay, here's your training. This is how you do it. Now this is what you're going to do. And then like I like spoon feed them like action steps before they can get on to the next thing. So they got to check in, and, you know, and that's when, once they get through everything, they get through the training, I see them doing stuff, they hit Success Club 5, then they move on to team builder training, and they learn about Emerald and all that stuff.
So I'm sorry, it cut me out. So you start that, so you sign up a new coach, you send them the welcome email, they decide if they want to join. So do you have separate Facebook groups for like your business starter group, your team leader group? You have separate Facebook groups for that? And then do you like check in with them? Do you do videos?
So I have a website that's for all my training videos are on my website, and they go through it. And then as I can see, like when they log in and stuff, and they have to hit completed, and as they go through them. And then once they're through watching all the videos, then they can go into the Facebook group where the activities are. And I put them in there, and then they kind of go through it's kind of set up to be evergreen, because I got really tired of opening and closing and opening and closing and opening and closing. So I have everything in albums with images. So they have week 1, week 2, or block 1, block 2, block 3. So they can go through it as they, whatever day they happen to get in there. If they're in there on a Tuesday, it's not going to be like, oh, that says to do this on Saturday. It doesn't matter. And so they go through and they can do the activities, and they have to comment on each daily one. So I can see, like, I get notified every time somebody comments on that, so that I know that they're doing it and where they're at and what's getting done. It's worked out pretty well this year. Like, all my coaches that have gone through this training since I've changed it are doing awesome. And really, I based a lot of it off of the training that's in the back office. Like, they have training that are set up through the leadership ladder. So if you go to news and training. I'm totally drawing a blank. But you'll see there's a thing that says, I think it's on the left-hand side, it says leadership ladder, and you can click on it, and then it'll break it down by each rung, and then you can click on that, and then it'll give you like a know this, do this, learn this, or whatever, and you can click on each one of those things, and there's stuff there for like every part of it. And I just kind of took that, things that I liked from Lauren's trainings, things that I liked from other trainings that I've done, my own stuff I wanted just because of what works in my brain, and kind of pushed it all together and made my own thing. But I kept all my videos super short. So in the business starter training, every video is 2 to 3 minutes long max. Because I have a hard time sitting through like an hour long, like just looking, seeing and saying, oh, it's 47 minutes. I'm totally not going to make it through all that. I'll get distracted and be on to something else, and I'll have 45 windows open and looking at too many things. So I kept everything really short. Like the whole thing start to finish, I think is an hour and a half tops. So I did a lot of little videos, or a lot of really short ones. And then my team builders, they got a little bit longer because it's a little more technical information, things that I needed to get through. So those might be 3 to 5 minutes. But I think that's helped, it being in like bite-size pieces for people. Oh, Melissa had a question. Baby's freaking out, can't hear me. How do you get coaches how do you
get coaches to want to hit a Success Club?
You can't.
Outside, so I'm good now.
You can't. You cannot make anybody want this, do this, so stop trying. I like, if there's anything I can teach anybody, it's like, do not try to force this on anybody, because you are just going to end up driving yourself batshit crazy. Sorry. But seriously, you just have to like let it go. Like act like Elsa and let it go. Because
do you run like coach contests or do anything like that, like for your coaches that hit it? Or
I do volume recognition every week.
Okay.
So we've been doing that this year, and that's been going over really well. So the top 5 volume earners get recognized each week, and they go into a drawing, and every month I pick a name out from the people who are on it, and I buy them a fitness tee from one of those sites. I forget which one. Oh, Moxie. And I send them a tee.
Okay.
So, and then like I set team volume goals, and once we hit like the team goal, like if the next team goal, I'll do the top 10 people that week.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yes, I mean, like, honestly, it's been really hard for me because there's some people that are on my team that I just love to death. And I see the potential in them, and I can see that they want this, but for whatever reason, like I've tried and tried and tried, and there's a disconnect somewhere, and I can't fix it. I can't make them hit it. So I had to pull back and stop investing so much time in them, so I could focus on the ones that are doing it, that are putting in the work. Like you got it. Those are the people you need to pay attention to. The ones that are showing up, the ones that are putting Success Club points up. You know, the ones that are hitting, like, even if they're not putting up all those Success Club points, but they've got kick butt volume going on for you, you know, pay attention to them. Sorry if you can hear my dog munching on her bone in the background. She's like going to town on this thing. I'm like, this thing right here.
How about this one at 9:45?
She's a rock star.
My God. Does anybody else have any questions for Angela before we wrap up? Heather, Marlene, Beth, Karen?
Hello, Marlene.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Aren't you sleepy?
No, she wants to exercise. She wants to sing.
What happened?
I don't know. All right. Well, if nobody else has any questions, I'm going to put this one to bed and we'll let Angela go. But thank you so much. I think now we're all wrapping brains around, all right, how do we make $2,500 a week? I know for me, I've been struggling. I have everything I need to get to team. What's my next thing I want? Team leader. Volume on my weak side. I need that 5,000 and I'm at like 3,500.
That's where you need to focus then. I mean, that's what's so great about this. It's like, okay, I need volume over there. That's a very easy thing to focus on. You know, you can do, like, there's little things you can do to boost volume. I mean, you just need to hit that, like, I don't know how close you are, but, you know, like, do a team-wide refresh and, like, really focus on those people that are on that leg and trying to get them to do it. I mean, getting everybody to do that, it's so great. It boosts volume for everybody. You get quick results that everybody's got a transformation to post about then. You know, I mean, there's like little things like that, or like everybody try, you know, if you haven't tried the new Recover orange flavor, which I think is delicious, you know, just like do that, like just do things like that. It's like, we have to know our products anyway. So if you're looking for a way to boost your own team volume, you know, do a little team challenge that involves something like that.
I honestly never thought about that. So yeah, if everybody on like my left leg bought a refresh.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, we're doing a refresh.
Yes. I need to do one. I have mine sitting here. I'm like, I should be doing it this week, but I'm like going to the beach again next week.
Mine in the closet.
Mommy,
I don't need you to do anything else. It's Jesse. It's everybody else on the other side.
You know, this business is, it's simple. It's not easy. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's where the hard part comes in. People get really caught up in all the stuff. You know, but if you really focus on the basics every day of doing your vital behaviors every day, you know, you're going to get to wherever it is that you want to go. I am no rock star. Like, I am like snail's pace at everything. Okay. Like, seriously, like there are people, like, I started at the same time as Steph Davies and Nikki Whiting and like these people who are absolutely dominating and making 20 grand a week, you know, like, so I mean, I haven't done anything special. I've done probably the bare minimum, but like, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with where I am. It hasn't like majorly stressed me out. You know, my husband's not divorcing me. Like, I'm good, you know, because I'm okay with where I'm at. So you got to decide where you want to be and do that whole reverse engineering thing and break it down and just don't get distracted by all the other stuff. Just focus on whatever it is that you decide to set your mind to, that goal you're going to achieve and how you're going to get there. And don't get distracted by anything else. You know, if you're focusing on that volume because you want to hit team leader, then just focus on that volume. That's it. Don't get distracted by anything else. And now I'll shut up. Since you tried to kick me off like 10 minutes ago.
No, I just, if you can keep going.
I don't want to talk to you guys.
I actually have a quick question.
Yeah.
He rarely speaks, Must be very important, Angela.
Very funny, girls. No, but I know you said you were a nurse and that you were working, like, I'm assuming shift work, right?
Yeah.
How did you find time to get things started? Because that's one of my biggest problems is I'll start being consistent and then I'll not be consistent because it will get really busy at work, which I work in the medical field. So I don't have like the time to post constantly all day long. And like certain things will just get me real stressed out, and I'll get home and I'll have the kids to take care of. And like I want to do this, I just don't know how to find like the little times to, like, I'll post in the morning when I'm on the toilet, but that's really about the only time I have time to get out there and post stuff.
Okay. So full disclosure, not doing shift work while doing this. Okay. My husband does, but not me. And but I do have a lot of nurses on my team. I have a lot of teachers who work very long days. I also have an ER doctor on my team. And so she works really crazy hours. And this is what I tell everybody. You have to plan for this just like you're teaching somebody to plan for meal prepping. Okay. So it's like, you've got to have a block of time where you're going to do the bulk of it. Whatever day it is that you can block out an hour and get yourself on Buffer, Hootsuite, whatever it is, and just knock out some posts, some like whatever it is. So things are coming up on your social media on a regular basis. Okay. That way, when you have 5 minutes when you're on the bathroom, you can run into your challenge group, check whatever it is that you need that's going on, reply, comment, that kind of thing. The other thing is my team, we basically all run our things together. So we all run challenge groups together. We run clean eating groups together. We do mini challenges together. Like, there's never somebody running one thing by themselves. You always have other people to back you up because of that very reason. You can't always be in there every day, all day long, and you shouldn't be. That is just not the way to do this. That will make you hate this and quit. So you need to buddy up with people. And so when you're working a long shift, make sure you got somebody else there that can back you up, support your people. Your people can ask questions and they can respond. And then you can do that for them sometime when they're not available. But really just taking out that block of time. I'm the worst with scheduling. Like, it's very difficult for me, but when I do it, my life goes a lot better. Even if it's just scheduling something really simple, like an article to go out like daily. I use Postcron right now, and I got like a discount coupon for it. So it costs me like $7 a month, but it has this cool little feature where you can plug in like topics that you like to talk about. And then it pulls up all these articles that are related to that. So like I can put like health and fitness and moms with kids with ADHD and just things I like to talk about, and then just pull articles and just schedule one article a day. So it's like, I know one thing that's kind of related to the topics and things that I like to talk about and people I want to attract is going out every day, no matter what.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Is Postcron an app or a website?
It's a website, just like Buffer or Hootsuite or there's like a zillion of those things. Spendable. There's so many. And a lot of them are free. A lot of them have free things, but I've tried Hootsuite. I've tried Buffer. With my brain, Postcron seems to work the best, so I've just stuck with it. I don't know anybody else that uses it. I don't even know how I found it, to be honest. Oh, you use it? Oh, yay, I'm not alone. Do you use that little searching thing?
I don't pay for it. I use it for free right now, but I'm gonna look to see if I can try and do that.
Did I not even know it had a free option?
Yeah, it's for free, but you can only do so much. Like, you can't post a lot, or like I can't link my Instagram account.
Oh, yeah.
I can only link up to maybe like 5 different things on Facebook. So I have my personal page, my fitness page, and any of my challenge groups. It's so easy because then I just click all the buttons and it just.
And so it's like I have all my little things up there. If I want to like cross post the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like fitness page, profile page, group, bum, 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 done. And it goes to all of them. And you can like set the time and then like if I'm like doing like you can copy and you can like mass upload things and like save things and repost them. And I'm like the world's most tech challenge person. So if I can figure it out, you can do it. You can do it. And so I don't know why everybody loves Buffer on my team. I think most of my team does Buffer. I'm like, I just can't get it. I don't know why. I have major issues with it. This dog is going to town on this bone. Shut up.
I'm coming, Emily.
All right. Does anybody else have any questions?
All right, I'm going to close it out for Nicole because she's busy.
My boss is telling me to get off the phone. Sorry.
It's okay.
The kid's shutting it down.
She's due. She needs her bedtime.
Yes.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you
I hope
so
you found
much.
this helpful.
That was very helpful. Thank you.
Sure thing.
Have a great night, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye.
See you in 30 days.
Bye.
Oh yeah. Woohoo! Yay for Summit.
See you in Summit.
Mommy was sat on the blue.
It's gonna be awesome.
Was on the blue.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Nicole. See you guys.